Hello guys, this is Modest Major here, bringing you some commentary over some Halo 5 footage. Unfortunately, the gameplay in the background that you're seeing will not be the highest level Modest Major stuff you have seen. I have not really been playing particularly that much Halo. I plan to be getting back into it and getting into the grind, and that's what this video is really about for the most part. You know, I could sit here and explain to you at length why I took a break and why I did this and why I haven't been posting on the channel so much, but I personally hate the type of videos where it's like,
hey guys, my name's Bradley, and I haven't been on for 3 months because my sister got a brand new motorcycle, and it has like these spinny things that go on the wheel, and they're all colorful. It's adorable.
Like, I don't want to be the guy that floods you with real-life information instead of, you know, making it about the gameplay. I've always been about making it about the gameplay. I do think there's a balance to where you can show off a bit of your personality and, you know, express yourself, but you need to kind of be reasonable. You know, you're not a vlog channel, you're not a personality channel. At the end of the day, people want to come back to the game. And that's one thing I love about the Halo community, is that they're centered around that idea firmly. They want Halo gameplay on your channel, and you know, some people hate on that. Some people say, oh man, yeah, but what if I want to play Destiny, dude? I want to bring some new fans to the channel. And it's like, I get that, like, it does suck when you've got this interest in a new game and you're hoping that you can share it with your community because you love the way it feels when you share Halo. Like, me personally, if I share something and I got something on Halo that I'm like, dude, that was sick, I feel this impulse to, like, share it, you know, on YouTube. But I'm like, oh, I can't just keep that to myself, I want to show it. And then when they enjoy it, and when you're enjoying it together, it's like, you've shared a moment there, and it's, like, really cool. So like, oh, maybe I can do that with Overwatch, maybe I can do that with this. But a lot of the time, that's not possible. It's very hard to transition. You see someone like BBK Dragoon being able to transition, but I think that's solely due to the size of his channel and the size of his fan base, because even if you cut it in half, it's still a pretty sizable fan base, and having a sizable fan base when you're making videos is crucial to your long-term enjoyment and passion for making said videos. If you're putting out videos for a new game and it gets like 2 likes and 1 comment, and the 1 comment is from your mum saying, why haven't you finished your coursework, you shouldn't be doing this video right now, then the YouTube channel is probably, sorry, the YouTube video is not going to go down that well, and you're probably not going to want to make any more. Which is a bit of a shame, but when you take a break from Halo and you come back into it, you know that you're kind of going to be welcomed with open arms to some extent, you know. If you disappear for like 7 months and don't give them any Halo, of course they're going to be mad, aka me, aka Scumbag Modest Major. But at the same time, you can like slowly creep your way back into the Halo community, because if you're passionate about Halo, you know, eventually people will catch on to that and it'll be like, oh, okay, he's playing Halo again. Does that mean he's making YouTube videos? And then it gets like exciting. And I love that fact about Halo YouTube. I love that the passion stays there no matter what the game comes out. You know, some people won't even like Halo 5, some people won't even like Halo 3, some people won't like Halo Reach, any Halo game, you know. I don't like Halo Reach. But the bottom line is they still stick around in the community because they want to have their voice and their concerns shared with other people, and their passion of Halo, you know. They want to contribute positively to the game. Not everyone is like this. I'm, of course, grossly over-exaggerating. But if you do take that approach with going back into Halo YouTube, you will be welcomed, because it's like, oh man, he's trying to do good for the community. And I think that's a nice feeling. It's like a family, which is a little bit, I'm getting a little bit teary-eyed now. I'm getting a little bit, you know, guys, Bible thump in the chat. But at the end of the day, I do want to play Halo again. I'm getting the hang of Halo 5 a tiny bit. Like, I feel like I'm starting to take it a little bit more day by day, I guess, instead of getting annoyed about my overall progress in Halo 5. Because I think when I think about how I progressed in Halo 4 and then I get onto Halo 5 and I expect to be at that same level, it makes me a little bit salty. It's like, what the hell, man? I'm a god in Halo 4 and this guy has just like ninja'd me. In fact, I got ninja'd like 3 times the other day in one match, and I was like, are you freaking serious? Do I have to deal with this? But it's just because I'm not yet at that level. But I know I can get to that level. I just need to like take it seriously and treat it as its own separate entity. I think that's one of the hardest things to do in Halo, is that you see like stuff like the battle rifle whilst you're playing, and you see stuff like remixes of old maps, and you're like, right, oh, it's truth. I'm gonna, sorry, it's you know, it's basically a Heretic remake. So I'm gonna play it like I did in Halo 3. And if you play it like you did in Halo 3, you're gonna get bodied. Like, you need to actually differentiate and respect the tools that are at your disposal in Halo 5, because Halo Halo 5 has a very diverse sandbox of weaponry, which, and you know, some stuff counters other stuff, positioning counters other people, and going to, you know, like Pink Tower free, for example, is a very different ball game from going Pink Tower free on Heretic, because on Heretic it takes a lot longer to get there, whereas on Halo 5 you can just get up there with a simple jump thrust, and it's not going to take very long at all. You're not going to have to do some awkward crouch jump and get up there. And then Halo 3, you're kind of like a brick, so when you're doing that, you look like the biggest sitting duck. You're just like, hey guys, I hope you don't notice me. Oh, whoops, I've just been killed. Then it just like seems a little bit cringe. But Halo 5, I just wanna get into it. I can see that they're doing stuff. They're slowly but surely making improvements that are all headed in the right general direction, I would say. It has been slow, there's no doubt about it. But you know, even adding stuff like social, I can't pretend that I'm not excited and enthusiastic about that idea, because personally, you know, when I'm playing on tilt, or I'm playing bad, or I just want to play for videos and don't need to necessarily worry about getting against MLG pros, the last thing I want to do is play Onyx matchmaking. And you know, when I play with guys like Ubernick or Ruben, you know, it's a pretty high likelihood that I will get into those Onyx matches, because those two are so good that even if I'm playing like a complete and utter scrub, it's not going to matter that much, because they'll still go like plus 12 or whatever. So at the end of the day, just want to take it a little bit more chill with Halo 5 and hopefully cover a wide array of topics. I'm obviously going to be using Halo 5 as the backdrop for my gameplays moving forward, but I want to cover other gaming topics or broader topics that can apply to Halo but don't necessarily have to be involved with Halo. Because for example, I've been playing Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild, Zelda, I think is a game that utilizes so many sandbox features, and it actually gives me that feeling of Halo 3 nostalgia, when you're just kind of gaming and being creative, and you can kind of just let your mind autopilot and try and you know, utilize whatever's at your disposal in a cool or stylish way. Like that's the way I see it. When I see that like Halo 3, I think like there's so many aspects of the gameplay that are like, you feel like you style on people when you beat them in the right way. And I think for me personally, Halo has always thrived in that sandbox environment where there's so many weapons that counter so many other weapons, and there's the equipment at play. You know, I don't know, I'm not going to say armor abilities are great for that, but you know, when it's stuff like that's on the map by default, and it can enhance or it can even, you know, detract from your gameplay, I think that makes it a lot more interesting to see who can wield the sandbox around them the most interesting. I hope that makes some sense. I definitely went off on some massive tangent, but it's stuff like that I'd like to cover on the channel, which maybe, you know, offers a nice change of pace. When, you know, I've talked about Halo for like 5 videos in a row, it's like, okay, well, let's talk about this whole controversy that's happened with X game or Y game, because let's be honest guys, there are controversies happening left, right and center. I think the gaming industry is in a very volatile place right now, sometimes in good ways, sometimes in bad ways. I personally think that Nintendo are doing really great things for gaming in terms of pushing the genre, in terms of taking the risks that I've always wanted developers to take. You know, I hate when developers don't want to take risks and don't want to put their game on the line, their neck on the line, you know. It's like, well, why am I buying your game if you're not going to be as creative as you physically can be? All the best games are when they bend the rules a little bit. Like Halo 3 broke the rules a little bit, in my opinion. And I think that's a cool aspect of a game, is when, you know, they're just not, they're willing to take chances, and they're willing to try gameplay styles that haven't necessarily been seen before and don't conventionally work on paper, but when you see them in action and when the right player uses them to their advantage, it adds a whole nother layer of depth to the gameplay. And it's like, damn, I didn't even know you could do that. You know, the best example of that is Hyena, who's just like, fucking puts Halo 3 into another field altogether. And I think it's dope to watch his montages. I mean, to be fair, if you actually watched Hyena play, I bet he just goes for randy shit all the time, and then eventually some of it hits in a sick way. Although I have heard that he's just generally good as well, which is kind of crazy. I'd love to actually... He's the sort of person who should freaking be streaming all the time. Maybe he is. I'm just freaking like a retired Halo veteran, so I don't even know. But anyway, enough tangents have been taken. This has been Modest Major. I hope you guys are looking forward to watching my next, you know, batch of content. I plan to be making content around every 2 days. I've got the time to do that. There's no reason I shouldn't, and I've got the motivation to do so. So I think there's nothing really holding me back, as long as I get, you know, some level of interaction. If I can read one comment that's like, hey Modest, I don't hate you, and you only suck a little bit, that would really make my day, you know, so comment that if you got to this part of the video. Anyway, I've been Modest Major, I hope you guys enjoyed watching the video. Peace out.